Chosen one, this message did not find you by accident. This is a divine summons from chosen pathways, a spiritual alert for the one whose season has finally turned. God Himself has led you here for a reason. You have been hidden, overlooked, misunderstood, and underestimated, but you have never been forgotten. For years, heaven has been orchestrating a series of divine movements behind the scenes of your life. While it may have felt like nothing was happening, while you were weeping in the silence and wondering if your prayers were hitting a brass ceiling, the truth is, everything has been aligning for you. There are critical conversations being had in rooms you have never entered. There are strategic meetings being scheduled on your behalf that you know nothing about. There are life-altering decisions being made by people you have not yet met. And your name, the very name that has been whispered in prayer and cried out in frustration, is about to be brought up in places your feet have not yet touched. This is not about fame. This is not about fortune. This is about divine positioning and the sacred season of your life we call the bloom. Let's walk through the 7 powerful chapters that reveal what is really happening in this pivotal season of your life. Before we go any further, affirm your position by liking this video, sharing it with another soul on their chosen pathway, and subscribing to this channel. This is not just another message. This is a prophetic alert for the chosen ones whose names are being whispered in the corridors of power. If your spirit is resonating with this truth right now, type, "My name is rising," in the comments. That is not just a phrase, it is a divine declaration. It signals to heaven and earth that you are aligned, positioned, and ready for the rooms that are being prepared with your name attached to the door. Not everyone will finish this message. It is reserved for those who have endured a long, arduous hidden season, wondering when their time would finally come. But if you stay, if you listen with your spirit, you will begin to sense it. A shift in the atmosphere, a call from deep within, the sound of the divine conversation happening behind closed doors on your behalf. This is not something you watch once and move on from. It is a living, breathing prophetic word, and every time you revisit it, more will be revealed. The deeper you listen, the clearer the path becomes. God is about to put your name on the lips of the right people, in the right rooms, at precisely the right time. This is your blooming season. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The silent season was a setup. Chosen one, let's be brutally honest. This past season of your life has been profoundly quiet. Not just naturally, but spiritually. It has felt like a deep, isolating silence. You have felt hidden, unseen, and painfully misunderstood. You have labored in silence, helping others without any recognition. You have sown precious seeds of kindness and creativity into barren ground without a single round of applause. You have prayed when it felt like no one, not even God, was listening. You have obeyed the quiet nudges of the Spirit when there was no immediate reward in sight. You kept showing up, even when no one invited you to the table. And at times, the weight of that obscurity made you question everything. Did God forget about me? Did I miss my turn? But here is the truth that will recalibrate your spirit. God did not forget you. He was forming you. He was not punishing you with silence. He was preserving you in it. What you perceived as a season of isolation was actually a period of divine incubation. He kept you low so that the immense weight of the mantle He was preparing for you would not crush you prematurely. He hid you in plain sight from the very people who would have celebrated your gift but corrupted your character. He knew the platform He is preparing for you required deeper roots than public praise could ever provide. You were not being delayed. You were being developed. You were not being held back. You were being prepared, not for a fleeting moment of fame, but for a sustainable movement of glory. Because some of the rooms you thought you were ready for, in truth, were not ready for you. Some of the platforms you desired were too shallow for the depth of the oil you carry. Some of the circles you longed to be in were too political for the purity of your spirit. And some of the opportunities that looked so shiny on the outside would have praised your talent, but completely crushed your soul. So God, in His infinite love and wisdom, stepped in and said, "Not yet. They do not deserve you broken. You have been in what felt like a barren wilderness, but it was really God's divine workshop. He was the master craftsman, and you were the precious material on His wheel, being chiseled, refined, and purified by the trials of the hidden place. He was teaching you how to trust his voice, not the noise of attention. He was teaching you how to walk in your calling, not just operate in your talent. He was teaching you how to carry your purpose without needing anyone else's permission. And now, the silence is shifting. Heaven is activating the sound of your name. What was once quiet is now becoming divinely loud in the spirit realm. Angels are moving on your behalf. People are being prompted to speak of you. Rooms are beginning to open. The very same places and people that once overlooked you are now developing a desperate need for the unique solution that you carry. Do not resent the season of silence. It was sacred. It protected you from the counterfeit invitations and the dangers of premature exposure. It preserved your authenticity in a world that handsomely rewards shallow performance. It matured your spirit while others were rushing to be seen, only to burn out. And now, because you stayed faithful, because you stayed planted, because you stayed pure when no one was watching, God is ready to release you. Not as someone desperate for attention, but as someone who is absolutely dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Because when your name is mentioned now, it carries spiritual weight. When your name enters a room, the glory of God enters with it. And when people call for you, they will not just get you. They will encounter the one who sent you. The silent season was not the end of your story. It was the setup for your magnificent bloom. And now, the sound of your name is about to echo in places you have never walked, but were always destined for. Chapter 2. God is whispering your name to strategic people. Chosen one, while you have been quietly and diligently becoming everything that God has called you to be, heaven has been speaking loudly on your behalf in the corridors of power. There are high-level meetings you were not invited to, but your name was on the agenda. There are tables of influence you have never sat at, but your work, your ideas, and your character are already being discussed there. There are minds of influential people being stirred, hearts of destiny helpers being prompted, and monumental decisions being made about your future, and you do not even know it yet. Why? Because God Himself is whispering your name to strategic people. These are not random individuals. They are divinely positioned gatekeepers. They are kingdom investors. They are your destiny connectors. These are people strategically positioned in places of power, influence, and resources. They are the carriers of your next open door. And they are not noticing you because of your clever marketing or your self-promotion. They are being divinely prompted from within. You did not have to pay for this attention. You did not have to force your way into their circles. You did not have to water down your voice or compromise your values to fit in. Instead, you chose to focus on your quiet obedience. You stayed in your lane. You did what God told you to do, quietly, consistently, and faithfully. And now, that quiet obedience is making a loud noise in the spirit realm. What you built in the dark, the business, the book, the ministry, the vision, the sacred assignment, is now rising to the surface. What you cultivated in the soil of humility is about to be honored in the light of public view. Because when God decides it is your time to be elevated, He does not need a spotlight. He becomes your spotlight. Just like Joseph, who spent years forgotten in a dark prison, interpreting the dreams of others with no promise of his own release. No one remembered him, but your time of divine remembrance has now come. Pharaoh did not know Joseph personally. He did not follow him on social media. He had never read his resume. But when the appointed time was right, someone spoke Joseph's name in the right room, and in a single moment, Joseph went from the pit to the palace. That is what is happening for you in this season. Your name is about to travel faster than your feet. God is bypassing the line for you. He is skipping the traditional, man-made process, because what He is about to do in your life cannot be explained by earthly systems or formulas. It is strictly and gloriously supernatural. And here is the profound beauty of it. When your name is whispered by heaven, it always lands in the ears of the right person. Not just someone who is impressed by you, but someone who is divinely assigned to you. Someone with the authority to make a decision. Someone with the access to open the door. Someone who has been praying for the exact solution that you carry. And when they hear your name, not just hear it, but feel the spiritual weight on it, things will begin to move quickly, suddenly, and without any warning. What you have been praying for quietly is about to be requested publicly. What you have been building in the shadows is about to be called into the spotlight. So do not doubt the value of what you carry just because you have been overlooked for a season. God did not hide you to punish you. He hid you to protect the very people who will one day need what you carry. And now that the appointed time has come, He is whispering your name into the ears of those who hold the keys to your next chapter. Get ready, because when God does the talking, no man can deny the invitation. Chapter 3, Divine Exposure, Not Self-Promotion. Chosen one, you have watched the world promote itself loudly and shamelessly. You have seen people do anything to be seen. They compromise their values, they chase fleeting trends, they manipulate their platforms, and they sell out their God-given purpose for a few moments of empty attention. You have witnessed the meteoric rise of many who marketed themselves into a temporary visibility, but who lacked the spiritual weight and character to sustain the very platform they stood on. But you chose to take the narrow road, the quiet road, the road that did not come with instant applause, but came with unshakable authenticity. You did not chase attention, you chased alignment. You did not water down your message to fit in. You allowed God to refine you so that you could stand out. You were not interested in fast, fleeting success. You wanted real, lasting fruit. And because you consistently chose process over popularity, purity over a platform, and character over clout, you are now being chosen for a season of divine exposure. This is not man-made recognition. This is not going viral by a random algorithm. This is going viral by a divine assignment. God Himself is revealing you. And the beauty of divine exposure is this: you do not have to hustle for it. It finds you. Because heaven never forgets what you have built in secret. God remembers every silent seed you have sown, every unseen sacrifice you have made, and every hidden act of obedience you have performed. You stayed faithful to your call when no one clapped. You poured into people who could not pour back into you. You showed up when there was no stage and no audience. You faithfully carried your mantle when no one else recognized its weight. And now, heaven is saying, it is time. Show them what I have placed inside of you. But you must understand this. This divine exposure is not about your vanity. It is about God's victory. It is not about your name being known. It is about God's name being glorified through you. Because when God lifts you, He does not just give you a platform. He surrounds that platform with His protection. When God promotes you, He also preserves you. When He opens a door for you, no man, no system, and no devil in hell can close it. That is the fundamental difference between divine exposure and desperate self-promotion. And here is what is so powerful. When God brings you into a room, you do not have to perform. You simply get to flow. You do not have to impress anyone. You just have to express what God has placed inside of you. You do not have to compete for a spot, because the space you are walking into was tailor-made for you. But you must understand this. This divine exposure is not about your vanity. It is about God's victory. It is not about your name being known. It is about God's name being glorified through you. Because when God lifts you, He does not just give you a platform. He surrounds that platform with His protection. When God promotes you, He also preserves you. When He opens a door for you, no man, no system, and no devil in hell can close it. That is the fundamental difference between divine exposure and desperate self-promotion. And here is what is so powerful. When God brings you into a room, you do not have to perform. You simply get to flow. You do not have to impress anyone. You just have to express what God has placed inside of you. You do not have to compete for a spot, because the space you are walking into was tailor-made for you. The environment you enter will recognize the oil on your life. They will not be drawn to your resume. They will respond to your revelation. They will not care about your popularity. They will feel your spiritual power. You will not need to push for a position. Your very presence will carry the answer they have been looking for. Because when God exposes what He has formed in secret, it will always speak for itself. The room will know that you are not a copy. You are a vessel. You are not coming to blend in. You are coming to shift atmospheres. This is your moment of divine unveiling, not to impress the world, but to awaken it. not to build your own brand, but to expand His kingdom, not to chase platforms, but to carry your purpose, boldly, unapologetically, and powerfully. You have passed the test of obscurity. You have passed the temptation of self-promotion. And now God is saying, because you allowed me to build you in private, I am about to reveal you in power. Welcome to your divine exposure. You do not have to ask for it. You were anointed for it. If this word from Chosen Pathways is confirming your journey from the hidden place to your season of the bloom, subscribe now. By subscribing, you are declaring that you are ready to walk this path of divine promotion with integrity and purpose. Chapter 4. They do not even know why they are drawn to you. Chosen one, get ready, because something wonderfully strange is about to start happening in your life. People you have never met will start reaching out to you. We are talking about leaders, entrepreneurs, established creatives, and visionaries. People in rooms you have never entered, circles you have never sat in, and industries you have never even touched. And the wild part is, they will not even know why they are contacting you. They will say things like, "Your name came up in a meeting, and I just could not shake it," or, "I am not sure how I found your profile, but I know I was led here," or, "I do not know exactly what it is that you do, but I have a strong feeling that I am supposed to connect with you." That is not luck. That is not a new branding strategy. That is divine orchestration at its finest. Because the spirit that you carry, the sacred oil on your life, the anointing in your voice, and the purity in your posture is now going ahead of you. It is entering spaces your physical feet have not walked into yet. It is stirring the hearts of people you have not yet met. It is whispering to the souls of those who did not even know they needed the very thing that you carry. And when they finally find you, they will feel something instantly familiar, not because they know you in the natural, but because their spirit recognizes your spirit. You will not need an elevator pitch. You will not have to sell yourself. Your very presence will speak for you. Because the favor that you carry is not superficial, it is supernatural. Your light is not for performance. It is a signal to the right people, a signal to your divine connections, a signal to those who have been fervently praying for what is in your mouth, in your hands, and in your heart. In this next season, you are stepping into a level of influence that cannot be explained by algorithms or earthly strategies. Your visibility will not come from what you have paid for, it will come from what you carry. And when people meet you, there will be a holy familiarity. They will say, "I feel like I already know you." That is because your anointing arrived long before you did. Your name traveled through the spirit realm long before your body ever stepped into the room. This is the power of the mantle on your life. It speaks for you when you are silent. It builds bridges for you where you have not yet been. It establishes a divine credibility for you without you ever having to fight for validation. You are no longer chasing. You are attracting. You are no longer explaining. You are embodying. You are no longer trying to fit in. You are standing out simply because of who you truly are. And here is the part that will humble you. Many of the people who are being drawn to you do not even have the vocabulary to describe what it is that they feel. They may not understand spiritual language, but they will feel a profound peace when they hear you speak. They will feel a sense of divine direction when they see your work. They will feel a surge of hope just by being in your presence. That is the mark of someone who is walking in their divine assignment. You do not have to announce yourself. Heaven already did. You do not have to shout to be heard. Your very presence carries a sound. So prepare your heart, because the DMs, the emails, the invitations, and the divine interruptions are coming. Not because of who you know, but because of who sent you. And when people come to you with questions they cannot even articulate, just know this. It is not you they are drawn to. It is the God in you. It is the oil, the assignment, the authenticity, the light. You will not have to force anything in this next season. You will not have to strive, beg, or push, because the Spirit has already gone before you. And when you walk in, the atmosphere itself will confirm what heaven has already declared. This is the one. Chapter 5. Your name holds weight in the Spirit. Chosen one. This next chapter is far deeper than any concept of popularity, fame, or earthly status. Your identity is not defined by how many people know your name on earth. It is defined by who knows your name in the spirit realm. This is not about having a platform. It is about having real power. Not the kind of power that manipulates or controls, but the kind that shifts atmospheres, breaks chains, and awakens the dormant purpose in others. Because when you walk into a room, heaven does not see you as just a personality. It sees you as a solution. Your name is not just on a resume. It is not just on an email. It is not just on a business card. It is written in the scrolls of heaven. Your obedience, your private battles, your secret worship, your unseen warfare, every silent yes, every hidden sacrifice, every single moment you chose purpose over your own pride. It has all been meticulously recorded in eternity. And now, the spiritual weight of that obedience is about to be revealed publicly. In the spirit realm, your name carries significant weight. Demons recognize it, and they tremble. Angels hear it, and they move on your behalf. Heaven honors it, and doors of opportunity swing open. Your name has become a signal in the unseen realm, a signal that says, this one is marked. This one is mantled. This one has authority. That is why some of your past battles were so incredibly intense, because the enemy recognized what you did not even know about yourself yet. Heaven had already stamped your name with a high-level spiritual clearance, and hell saw it. That is why they tried so desperately to distract you, to discredit you, and to drain you. But they failed, because the anointing you carry was not man-made. It was God-breathed. You are not ordinary. You are not casual. You are not random. You are a divine agent, sent into this generation to shift outcomes, to unlock destinies, and to fulfill critical kingdom assignments. And now, the weight that your name holds in the spirit is about to echo in the natural. People will begin to mention your name in places you did not strive for. Your name will surface in high-level meetings, in prayer rooms, in boardrooms, in studios, and on stages. Not because you lobbied for it, but because your spirit spoke first. Your name is now a key. When it is spoken under a divine unction, things will begin to unlock for others. When your voice is released in these new spaces, it will shake things loose in people's hearts. When your face shows up, breakthrough will show up with it. You are not just a person, you are a prophetic presence. That is why God is increasing your visibility, not for your vanity, but for His victory. Not for your ego, but for a greater impact. Not for entertainment, but for eternity. This next level of exposure is not about being seen. It is about being sent. You are not rising for applause. You are rising for your assignment. Because when your name is spoken in this next season, chains will break, souls will awaken, divine strategies will unlock, and destinies will align. And it will not be because you are famous. It will be because you have been faithful. Because you carry a spiritual weight that the world cannot explain, but also cannot deny. So walk with your head held high. You are not entering these rooms as a guest. You are entering as a spiritual authority, a kingdom ambassador, a chosen vessel, a walking answer to someone's desperate cry. Your name holds weight, not because the world approved it, but because heaven assigned it. Chapter 6. This next room is about assignment, not ego. Chosen one. This elevation you are about to experience, it is not about applause, it is not about visibility, it is not about being seen. This is not a promotion for your ego. This is a strategic positioning for your purpose. You are not just walking into new rooms, you are being sent into them. God is not opening these doors to show you off. He is opening them so that He can show Himself through you. You are not being called up because of your popularity. You are being released because of your hard-won obedience. Let this profound truth anchor you in this next season. This room is not about recognition. It is about revelation. It is about what you are carrying. It is about what your presence activates. It is about what God wants to say and do through your life in places where His voice has been absent or completely ignored. That is why, in this next room, you must walk in a state of profound humility. Not a false humility that plays small and diminishes your gifts, but the kind of authentic humility that says, God, use me. Not my will, but yours be done. Your humility will be your access key. Your prayer life will be your compass. And your sharp, spiritual discernment will be your most vital weapon. Because some of the opportunities that are coming your way will not be what they seem on the surface. Not every open door is a divine one. Some rooms will be wrapped in gold, but will be filled with hidden spiritual traps. Some platforms will be offered to you, but if you accept them in the flesh, they will compromise your oil. Some connections will seem incredibly strategic, but they will actually be satanic diversions that are dressed up as blessings. But you will know the difference, because you are no longer moved by numbers, by applause, or by status. You are led by the Spirit. And when the Spirit leads, He always reveals. You will walk into a room and you will feel it in your spirit. This is for me. Or, just as clearly, this is a trap. And here is what you must always remember. This new room is not the reward. It is the responsibility. You are not just showing up to receive, you are showing up to release. You are carrying something incredibly rare, the wisdom, the voice, and the mantle of someone who has been crushed and refined in the secret place. That is why God is now trusting you with a level of access that others have only dreamed of. Do not lose your focus once you arrive, because there is a great temptation in new rooms to start performing, to try and blend in, to compete with others, to strive. But chosen one, you do not need to strive when you have been sent. You do not need to chase validation when you are walking in your divine assignment. When you walk in knowing who you are and whose you are, you do not compete. You complete what heaven has sent you to do. God is not placing you in this room to be impressed by others. He is placing you there to make an impact, to release His truth, to carry His light, to break spiritual ceilings, to be the intercessor in the boardroom, to be the prophet in the creative space, to be the kingdom agent right in the middle of a world drowning in cultural confusion. And when you walk into that room, you will not need to prove your worth. Your very presence will carry the answer. So prepare yourself. Fast. Pray. Get quiet. Because this next room will require the most focused version of you yet. Not the one who needs attention, but the one who carries the anointing. You have been tested in silence. Now you are being trusted in visibility. And because you passed the test of obscurity without growing bitter, God is now entrusting you with an influence that will shape outcomes for His glory. This next room has your name on it, but your ego cannot come with you. Only your assignment can. Chapter 7. They will not see you coming, but they will never forget you. Chosen one, what is about to happen in your life is not going to make any sense to the logical mind of man. And it is not supposed to. Because this next elevation, this next open door, this next divine unveiling will not follow the man-made rules of status, seniority, or earthly systems. It will be sudden. It will be strategic. And most of all, it will be completely and utterly supernatural. They did not see you coming. You were not on their radar. You were not in their inner circles. You were not groomed by their networks. You did not shake the right hands. You did not play their political games. And you did not compromise your soul to be accepted. You were hidden, refined, processed, and crushed. You were being built in the fire while they were busy building for fame. And now, you are emerging, not as a brand, but as a breakthrough. Your rise will not be because of some clever strategy. It will be because of a divine selection. God is about to put His public stamp of approval on you. He has been preparing you in the silence for a move that will leave even your enemies completely speechless. They thought they knew who was next in line. They had their favorites. They picked the loud, the flashy, and the most visible candidates. But heaven whispered your name. And when heaven speaks, the earth must respond. You will walk into rooms that people have tried to block you from, and they will be left wondering how you even got there. You will be given access to platforms that others have fought and clawed for, but they will sense it immediately. This one is different. You will not have to shout to be heard. You will not have to beg to be heard. You will not need earthly credentials to qualify you in their eyes, because your very presence will reveal your power. Your voice will break something in the atmosphere. Your wisdom will pierce through all of the confusion. Your testimony will touch hearts in a way that intellect can never reach. And after you have spoken, they will never forget you. Because it was not just you that they encountered, it was the God in you. You are not showing up to impress. You are showing up to make an impact. You are not just attending the meeting. You are shifting the entire agenda with your very presence. This is what divine placement looks like. This is what it means to be sent, not for performance, but for purpose. Not for applause, but for your divine assignment. And here is the part that will humble you to your very core. Even you will be surprised at what is coming. Even you will stand in complete awe when you realize the doors that God has opened, the powerful names that are speaking your name in places you have been, and the immense influence that He is putting into your hands, not for your ego, but for eternity. Let this word settle deep within your spirit. You are not chasing rooms. The rooms are being prepared for you. You are not networking for clout. You are being divinely aligned for a kingdom collision. Every door, every invitation, every single connection, they will all have one thing in common. Your name was brought up because heaven said it was time. And now that your time has come, absolutely nothing can stop what God is doing through you. No lie can cancel it. No gatekeeper can block it. No delay can hold it back. So stay ready, stay faithful, and stay humble, because the next time your name is mentioned, it will mark a moment that shifts everything. You have been chosen. And now, the world is about to witness the rise of someone they did not expect, but someone they will never, ever forget. Your name carries glory now. Your steps are ordered. And your season of divine unveiling, your magnificent bloom, has finally begun. And it will not be because of your resume, your connections, or your social reach. It will be because of the pure oil you have carried through years of testing, crushing, and private obedience. God is releasing you, not as a mere participant, but as a divine solution that has been hidden until now. This is not just your next season. This is your divine unveiling. Your arrival is not about showing off. It is about showing up for what you were born to do. And once you walk in, they will know exactly why God waited until now to release you. If this message from Chosen Pathways has confirmed the season of the bloom in your life, subscribe to stay connected to this divine frequency. Like this video to affirm your readiness, and share it with another chosen one who needs to hear that their silent season is over. Your journey is a testament to the power of divine timing. Embrace this season with courage and humility, for you were made for this.